Hello, hi, it's me. Everybody agrees. There is a scandal happening in politics right now. Weapon trafficking around the world, billions of dollars spent on armament and wars. Missiles are meant to kill people, okay? $16 billion invested in killing other people, other humans, no matter their nationality. This is unacceptable. I am scandalized, depressed, horrified with what you guys are doing with the budget. However, I am also very inspired and very grateful, especially to Elon Musk and the astronauts of the Polaris mission and Kim Kardashian and somehow Kamala Harris, but somehow I feel like she needs to step away from the script that's been given to her and tell the truth of what is happening, inspired by what the United Nations did by offering a platform from leaders from all around the world to come. However, completely horrified that this reunion served for sponsoring more wars and more weapons instead of taking advantage to have the people right there in the same room, the Russian representative and the Ukrainian president, and have them negotiate peace. So this is unacceptable. This is definitely a political scam before the elections. And when you see that Zelensky took $8 billion in just one weekend from NATO and the US, and is there meeting with Donald Trump, you're like, wow, there is absolutely no loyalty. There is absolutely no reciprocity in politics. This does not inspire me to become a good person, to be an artist who wants to do good in the world. This inspires me to go and invest into the weapons industry. So guys, we need to do something. I know there are really good people in the world, so I would like to send a call today to work together, to make it real, to step away from the people from before. I know there is always this dilemma between raising everybody together and bringing everybody to the light, and at the same time, people who demonstrated many times that they don't want to work together. Maybe we have to meet with the new people who actually want to build something together. So that's what brings me hope and joy today, because a part of me is really depressed and doesn't believe that change is possible either in my life or in the entire world. Most of the time what happens at the global scale is very significant of what happens at the individual scale, not just to me, but to millions of people. So let's try for this video, number 1 of my SpaceX series, to focus on the new network and the people who are working together. So congratulations to the Polaris mission and SpaceX for becoming the leaders in the aerospace industry in the world. China's trying to replicate what you're doing. Esteban, I'm making a video, thank you. They're about to rescue NASA astronauts. So really, congratulations. You inspire me every day that after so many failures and attempts and money invested, you're finally becoming a role model and a leader in the world. So that inspires me to keep going and do the same, and hopefully meet up and work together, because I really love you and want to build together. So I have a plan. I don't just have concept of a plan. I do believe that space engineering is what is going to bring peace, that we should use this first for the climate improvement, right, for the environment, to turn our rockets that we have right now, that are combustion-based rockets. Right now you're using 80% of your rocket ship just for takeoff, right? All this is just combustion and smoke and pollution just to take off this tiny piece of the rocket to be able to travel to space. So my goal by working with SpaceX would be to work on this new concept of spaceship that I already have the the model, but what I don't have is the money to implement it and test it and build it. So that's why I really want to work with SpaceX, and I'm very knowledgeable of the sustainable goals of the United Nations. You know, I want to work at the United Nations. You know, I would love to be one day the Secretary General of the United Nations. Of course, I don't think I have enough experience for people to nominate me. However, working with SpaceX and building some revolutionary idea would be a step in the journey, as well as for Elon Musk to work in politics, because he's been through all the administrative processes and knows all the challenge of administrations and some stuff that are just so useless. However, it's good to slow down this, so maybe it gives us time to redirect our energy and budget and time on this, something that is going to take us to Mars, that is going to be eco-friendly, and maybe slowing down right now is going to help us take off a lot faster in the long run. So, you know, always remember the arrow, right? The arrow, you're taking a step back to be able to go a lot farther and faster. So that's always my my image, right? That actually a lot of people took that as their own logo as well, so I guess it inspires a lot of people too. So yes, I encourage you to watch my series Ministry of Sounds to see the concept of spaceships, but pretty much it would be sustainable energy with steel walls, a fusion of steel with quartz and obsidian, using the crystal for vibration and propulsion and conductivity around the walls of the spaceship, and then using the spin, okay, to work on gravity and electromagnetism. So I would love to be your sustainable aircraft development project director, work with SpaceX to follow this training from 1010 to learn more about data management. So my goal would be to reuse all the data that you've been finding. I'm not criticizing your work because it's necessary. It was a necessary step in the space discovery to know how much force is needed to take off, how much what happens to the human body when you're in orbit. All these things that you've been doing is data that we need to be able to build that now. Okay, so that will be my goal, to retake all this data and to work with engineers and see how we can apply it to a new concept that is sustainable and with clean energy. Then why? Because it will also be a great asset to negotiate peace with Russia. You know, they're obsessed with space engineering, they're obsessed with aircrafts. So with a common goal of the Space Olympics 2030, we'll redirect the focus from wars and budget to missiles that actually kill people, to things that are inspiring and fun, like a giant laser tag in space. This is so cool. So that's my plan. That's my plan. This is not very complicated. This is building new spaceship and using the data. Stop! Actually, I would even say I want to build that entire spaceship from scratch. Give me the concept. I will build everything. Just like Elon Musk did with his rockets, I will do the same thing with the spaceship. Listen, this is not just my crazy ideas. This is a prophecy. This is a prophecy, the Emerald Tablet. Okay, the Emerald Tablets talk about a spaceship that will raise in front of the Sphinx. This is why I painted this, because it's time. Anubis, the god of the dead. Don't you think there has been enough dead people on the planet? Don't you think it's time to use our technology for the good and not to pollute and build wars and kill, but use the technology to heal and unite? That's what the project is about, guys. Okay, I think Trump Trump right now is like, oh yeah, I'm very good friend with Putin. I'm very good friend with Zelensky. I'm just gonna make peace right now. I think Putin invaded Crimea when Trump was in power, so I don't think he really cares about Trump. You need to give him something that he wants, okay, which is something that he's passionate about. All right, so that's where space comes into place. So that's pretty much my plan, guys. I'm not gonna make an hour video. I'm scandalized about the politics. I think that they really need help. We cannot let that happen. I couldn't sleep at night because I was like, first off, the money that they sent to those countries to kill people is money that they could give to single moms, all right, to buy their houses, to buy their mortgages, to make their life better, to take care of their children, all of that, all this stuff that you can do with this money. And then I couldn't sleep because I was like, these missiles are on their way right now, which means there are going to be more dead people. We can't let that happen. How can we stop this machine? We have to have new people. This is the only way. New people, like bring Tony Robbins, people that are strong, that have new strategies, new figures, new characters into the politics. We're sick of these same old things. And Kamala, she needs help too, because right now she's been completely overwhelmed by all the elections that fell on her and probably all the business, NATO and stuff that is already going on. She needs new teams, new tribes, new people. I want to be in politics because I want to revoke the Second Amendment. I want to completely change the world of engineering. I mean, they didn't wait for me. Okay, Elon Musk is already doing this with Tesla. But now we have to do it for space because this is the new trend. This is what's going to pollute the world, and we all suffer from pneumonia. We can't breathe. We all have lungs problems. So that is the new emergency. That's the emergency. And of course, once we're building this, then we have a space to speak up and represent for climate change at the United Nations. So yes, and also it's time to give a chance and space to people who are motivated while they are motivated, and not make it last forever and turn it into a game, because in the end people are angry and tired and they don't even want to be involved. And that's not the society that you want. If you want to help humanity, you need to have people who are excited and thriving, and that's why we have mentors. Okay, that's why we need mentors, people who constantly, like a collective therapy, you know, online, that can remotivate people to be a part of. I was so motivated for 5 years to be a part of, and then when I see one thing after another that it just never happens, I'm just here talking from my living room, but nothing ever happens. Yeah, I'm a teacher. I do a lot. I'm a teacher. I have children. I rescued a dog. Actually, if someone wants my dog, because this dog cost me $4,000 a year. That's my trip to France. I haven't been to France for 3 years because I've been helping people, been helping dogs. I'm tired of sacrificing my entire comfort and life and projects to help people, and nobody helps me in return to manifest my project. So it's time for reciprocity. Zelensky right now is that's just crazy. The lack of loyalty. Someone just gives you $8 billion and you're there talking with their opposite candidate. That is crazy. That's just crazy. We need loyalty, guys. We need to bring loyalty to a high-level position so we can be role models. And I'm a role model, honestly. I'm still, no matter how many times people let me down or made me grind, I'm still here cheering for them. Why? Because I'm smarter, guys. I'm the smart one in the group. I'm sorry, maybe some people, and Elon Musk, this is why I love him so much, because he's got so much wisdom and he's been betrayed by Democrats. And this is why he's voting for Trump. But he didn't say that he's completely opposed to the Democrats. He's just saying that right now they're stopping his work with engineering, which actually I think is not a bad thing, to slow down the rocket industries. You know, it's polluting. Now we have to switch to a new concept. This is not going to last. I don't think those rockets are going to take us to Mars. You know, I wouldn't even want to travel in those rockets. They're so dangerous. Imagine they were saying the first 9 minutes are critical because it could blow up. Imagine for the astronauts that are in those rockets how dangerous it is. So we need to offer something sustainable, that is safe, that goes fast and far, and that is long lasting. So I'm offering my candidacy to do this training, and at the same time I'm working for SpaceX. Maybe do a few hours at the school still where I am. I would like that. So please contact me. I also made a little video compilations of all your pictures. SpaceX, I'm a big fan, so I want to thank you for the support. Thank you for opening the communication with us. I think it's so awesome. One of the awesome things of social media is that now you have access to talk to everybody that you want to. Thanks to the social media, which would have been impossible a few years ago. So I'm so grateful for that, to have at least an opportunity to submit my application and stay in touch. All right, have a great day, guys.
Dim dim dim